Afternoon. My name is Aziz, and for looks like we have a few new joiners here. Just gonna introduce myself quickly. I'm part of this meetup group that we created about a year ago, and the sole purpose is to learn new technologies, do presentation, share, and discuss what we learn, and basically improve our skills and improve the community. So my partner here, Ben, also presents, and we typically do presentation every 2 weeks. And today is my turn to talk about Discord, the Discord API, basically building a bot and using Python. So first question maybe that I have is, has any of you used Discord before? Are you any sort of Discord servers? Have you built a Discord bot before? Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Marshall. You might be on mute actually. Let me see if I can unmute you.
Okay, now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yep.
Okay, I was on the Discord for OpenAI for 6 months, and I built chat bots and chat with PDFs using both OpenAI and Gemini Pro. But I don't know much about Discord bots. I guess they can be like monitors for Discord or something. They police it, right?
Yeah, so basically you could do many things with Discord bots basically. They can respond to messages, they can monitor people's comments, people can ask it questions and respond. So it could be pretty flexible. So that's kind of like where we're gonna go. So to basically kind of lay out the structure, this is more of an experiment. So I also learned about the Discord bot and how to integrate Python and OpenAI in our Discord server. So we'll go from basically what I call a step 0, which is building a basic bot, to having a little bit of a useful bot, maybe in our step 3 here. So yeah, so basically that's what we're gonna do. All right. Let's see. So I think Ben, I don't know if you shared the link for the documentation in the chat. But Ben can do that. So in essence, what I'm gonna do here, let me share my screen. What is my gist? Okay, there it is. Let me know when you can see. Okay, perfect. So I won't go through this in too much details. These are information that could be found online. But basically, for those who don't know what Discord is, you can think of Discord as a very powerful messaging platform that started with gamers. So in the past, gamers were looking for places where they could, be together, playing video games, and also communicating, sharing. And that's kind of like how Discord was created. And eventually, it has kind of like touched other areas where a lot of people use Discord now for educational purposes, like for example, us. So we use Discord to, in essence, share material, communicate with each other, that's kind of like what we're going with our Discord channel. Discord server. So essentially in Discord, you have the servers, which is kind of like the community that you can create. And then within the community, you can have multiple channels, for example. So we'll touch on that when I show you the Discord itself. So yeah, like I said, you can do video and voice communication, text messaging. And number 4 here is the integration with bots. So integration with bots, meaning where you can build a bot that can essentially help with managing the Discord server. So from some of the servers that I've been on, what I've seen is, let's say you members have questions that maybe the admins don't have answered before, or maybe may not have time to answer right away. The bot can basically answer that based on how it was configured and coded. So that's like one really powerful feature that Discord has, and we'll get into that. And yeah, so roles and permissions, security and privacy. So essentially, like I said, we'll go, as I mentioned earlier, this is very experimental and more of a learning opportunity here. So I built a very, as I say, kind of like dumb bot to start with, and eventually I integrated that with OpenAI, which can answer questions based on your prompt. And I'm sure for those who have just kind of like, I don't want to skip over OpenAI. I suppose most people have heard of OpenAI, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe ChatGPT. So quickly here, OpenAI is a research company that essentially, for the lack of a better word, built ChatGPT that we, most of us love. And they have an API that you can interact basically with most of their models. So things like, GPT-3 Turbo, GPT-4, and some of the older models. So that is how I enhance the bot experience, by basically interacting with the OpenAI API from our users to be able to ask questions. Later on, I deployed it to Replit, which is an online IDE. It's a pretty neat IDE for if you want to do experiments and if you're learning as well. They have everything already self-contained. You don't have to deploy anything on your local machine. Everything is there. So you can read about Replit. And yeah, so further ado, we'll get into step 0 here. So what do I mean by step 0? So step 0 basically is, how can we just build a bot? How can we get a bot going in Discord and have it answer questions based on what we send it to? Okay. So let me switch over to the code that I have here. Oh, Derek wants the link to the code. 1 second, let me send it to you. Oh, Benjamin is sending it. So okay, all right. So let me share the code real quick here. Any questions so far? Arshil, go ahead.
Is only the owner of the channel able to create a bot, or can anyone have their own personal bot as a joiner on the channel?
That's a good question. I am not 100% sure if everybody can have their own bot. I do think that based on how I what my interaction with the API, it looks like the owner of the server is the one creating the bot, and basically everybody interacts with that particular bot. Yeah, it would. I think it might be a little tricky to have everybody having their own bots. It might, but that is a guess. But from what I see, it looks like it's more one bot that can interact with the users.
Yeah,
I'm sure you can have multiple bots that can do different things, but everybody having their own bot, I don't think that's. Yeah, go ahead, Ben.
yes, there's also a large number of different permissions that the bot can have. So I guess we can eventually go back and look into more details about what's allowed and what's not, to see if we can, if it's even possible to implement a bot per user. Like, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I can show those permissions right now, because that's kind of like how we're gonna build it, how we built it. So before even like creating a bot in code, you kind of have to, first of all, have an account with Discord, and you can see the developer portal, right? I think you can see it. Yeah, you can have you should have an account with them, and once you have that, you basically have to create a new application. And once you create a new application, it's where you are able to see these details here on the left side. So the first thing is the OAuth. So two things. The way your bot actually is connected to your server is through this OAuth URL generator. So you click that you want to create the bot here, and then these are the permissions that you allow the bot to have. And from my research, most demos have used basically all the. I mean, you can customize your permission as you want, but definitely you want your bot to be able to send messages, do all these things right here. But more specifically for our purposes, we wanted to be able to read messages and view channels. Now, I don't know if here it can tell us anything about per person bots, but essentially, once you choose the permissions that you want, it essentially creates a URL here at the bottom based on the permissions that if I copy that URL and you go to it, do it now, you will see. I'm gonna share that screen. Bear with me here. The thing about Google Meet is that it shares per screen. I'm gonna share actually an entire window. That's easier. So once you that URL that I picked and I went to it, it essentially will prompt you to kind of log into that account that you created in the beginning. Let's see if I remember my credentials actually. Yeah. Give me 1 second. It's not letting me log in. I thought that. Let's see. Okay, so now, okay, so you got me logged in. So now it will show you this page. So now you can see now you have your bot that is coming now into your server, and then you select the server that you want it to go to. So for example, this is my personal server, and then you select that server and you say continue. So that bot is already there, so I'm not gonna continue, but basically that's how you essentially create the bot from the developer portal that will drop into your Discord server. So now that you have your bot in your Discord server, I can show you now. Oh, by the way, for those, Ben, do you want to share the link for the server that we have so that folks can see the bot there? Now, while Ben is showing that, I'm going to show you the code now that I have. So in our step 0 here, oh, by the way, actually, I forgot to mention one other thing. We also would need a token from the Discord server because that's also how you're able to authenticate as well. So this is the code here to for that step 0 that I mentioned. So we'll have to import the Discord libraries, and a couple of first things that we will do is these are pieces of code that are part of basically initializing the some intent. But one of the main ones is here is the client that you create between your code and the Discord bot in your Discord channel server. Okay. This right here, what this would do is once you connect it to Discord, it will basically print out a statement saying that you logged in, that the bot is actually, you're able to access the bot. So now once the bot is in the channel, it's now listening to events and command or anything you ask it to. It's basically idle waiting, right? So this piece of code here, right here, which is the on message. So the bot is listening for this API here, the on message, that if someone sends a message, what is it supposed to do? Okay. Now, the problem is the bot does not necessarily know that it himself can send a message. So right here, this is a piece of code that basically says, hey, if the bot is, if it's the bot that's sending the message, to not basically answer to itself. Otherwise, I think we get into a mess, a loop, anything like that. So very simply, this is kind of like, basic code that the bot would respond to based on what the information you send it to. So here, I'm just saying if the content of the message that I'm sending it to start with this, then the bot can respond to the channel by saying hello. But it's just simple as that, okay? And I basically added a few other messages here just for testing purposes. And at the end here, I am running the client and then passing the token, basically. So for the step 0, that's really it to kind of test out that the bot is running. And we can give it a try right now in the Discord channel. So I don't know if folks are already in the Discord right now, but let me switch to the Discord and then we can take a look. Any questions? Okay. Can you see my Discord? Should be coming up. Are you able to see the Discord channel?
Yes.
Okay. So as you can see, we were experimenting last night just to make sure it worked. Now I see some people have tried by sending hi. So you see, Narbota sent hi and it did not respond, right? So you're probably asking, why is the bot not responding? Now let me try. Where are you, bot? Here you are. So it did not respond. All right. So now let me try this way. Oh, actually, I forgot one thing. I need to actually run the code to actually run this the bot. So I messed up and forgot that part. So what I just do, I go. Just give me 1 second. So the bot is not actually running. I forgot to run the code to run it. All right. So now the bot should be running. So basically, the command that I just ran is that the file, the bot.py file, I just called it like Python bot.py, basically, which starts the client. So now let's try again. All right. So okay. So now you see, I said the command hashtag hi, and then it's the bot responded that it doesn't know what it means. So that's basically in my else statement. And you can because it's hard for me to share both. You can see in the you can look into the gist that we sent, that code that's there. So basically, the bot doesn't know how to respond to the message that I sent because it does not match anything in the if or else statement. So basically, I'm not sure how to respond to that. Is a catch-all message that I am sending because it doesn't know what to do with the other messages. Now, if I say, for example, hopefully it should pick this one up. Yeah. This one, it's able to recognize it because it's looking for this message right here. Hashtag hello. That's what it's looking for. Okay. So because you can see, it can match this in my if statement, then it says, oh, hello, it knows that. Now, I'm gonna try another message there that I have. And so, and then see if it's able to pick this one up. There you go. So that is part of, again, in my else statement, I'm saying if the message contain this text, then the bot should respond with this text. So as you can see, it works. However, this is not really scalable. Like this, I mean, how can like this, you cannot take this very far, right? Like, because that means you have to code for every scenario as possible, which is impossible, right? Like, how would you be able, you can do like a question answer perhaps, but it's very limited in terms of being able to be interactive and being able to actually help you answer questions, because you have to basically hard code not only the question, but also hard code the answer. So this makes sense. I see some people who have put Frenchier salut, so it does not know because I did not code it for this word. It's not gonna respond. So what I can do, I'm gonna quickly change the code to include that part, the salut, and then it should be able to respond with that salut. So if I do this salut, and then okay, let me share the what it looks like before I can So as you can see, what I added here, I added another else statement, and I put salut again, which is lowercase, and then if the message is this, then the bot's gonna say bonjour, basically. And even do that. Oops. And then now I'm gonna run it, and then try the and then try the Discord again, and then you can see. It didn't pick it up. That's the thing about, oh, I know, I may know why. So it's also a little bit sensitive to spacing. That's why it's tricky, because yeah, it's so Narbota, if you want to try again, so try, but this time make sure there's no space after maybe salut, and see if it works. Or do the at the bot. Sometimes that's the other thing too. There you go. So it responded. So you see, it's interesting, but it's very limited. Like that means you have to have a lot of if and else, if and else, if and else, all that stuff, which is not really good.
So I have a quick question. It might be a silly one, but
Go ahead.
so like the bot is not scoped to this channel, right? So is that why you need to tag it in this channel? Right? Because it's not just keying in on the text. It's when you tag the bot.
To be honest, I'm still trying to figure out this part where I need to add the bot, or because sometimes it works without me adding it, like like at Ubuntu bot, but sometimes it doesn't. So I've just kind of like been, how do I say that? When I'm experimenting, I just do the at the bot so that to make sure that it actually responds. But I can try and see if it's gonna do it without the at. See, so when it's just that, it's interesting. It doesn't pick it up, right? It doesn't know what to do if you don't do the at. It just defaults.
Is the bot like only listening on this channel though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's listening in this server, not the channel, because there's our server is the Ubuntu app cascade tech, right? That's the and then we have a channel. It's listening to these two channels basically right now. But we can, because we gave it permission to listen to all of it. Does that make sense?
Yep. I was just curious. Yeah, now I'm trying on the other channel because I was just curious. So
Yeah.
thanks.
If you try on another channel, it works. Yeah, you see. Yeah, but since this channel it's a little bit cleaner, we didn't want to
Yeah.
we created this channel experiments. So, yeah. All right. So step 0, that's what it is. Like the bot it works, but it's not a very intelligent bot. So so we need to enhance it a little bit. So how do we enhance it? Is by introducing OpenAI. So, and let me go back to the code. What is the name in the message? Andrea, can you
yeah, is there a way to so when you say hello or salut or something like that, is there a way to have the username so it'll respond back salut Narbota, salut, or bonjour or something like that? So,
yeah, you could definitely do that. Yeah, you can do that. That's in the code. You basically would have to change the code to make it where it responds to whoever sent the message. You can do that. Yeah. Later on in some of the later steps we have something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. apologies and going back and forth between screens here, but yeah. Okay, so we're done with step 0. Now we go into step 1. So step 1, we kind of have to introduce OpenAI again. So for those who don't know, OpenAI again is the company behind ChatGPT, and they have a really awesome API where you can basically send messages to ChatGPT on the back from a back end, and then get response back. So as opposed to using the UI, you're basically using the API. Now, in order to do that, again, we need a token from OpenAI. I think at the bottom there, I put some links on how to go about that. So you would basically have to have an account again with ChatGPT, with OpenAI, and get a token from them. And the token, basically looks like any other token. And yeah. So the code looks the same. The only difference is, again, we go back here, we still have the all message and everything. Now, the thing that I added, so I added this little thing right here, which says if the message starts with exclamation point ask, and it could be anything. That is usually what people do, like to make it where the bot doesn't respond to everything, so that if you're intentionally sending a question where you want the bot to answer, is where you kind of have like this tag right here, and then you ask your question. So now, if the message starts with this, then whatever the user types after that, just get that question. And now we check and see, okay, if there is a question, now we use that question to call OpenAI to generate an answer from that question. Okay. So this line right here is what's doing basically the work. It's calling OpenAI, which is another file that I'm going to show you in a second, and then calling this little function here to generate the answer from OpenAI. And then once I get the response, the bot basically responds with that question. Responds with that message. And if there are issues, basically catch it. And that's pretty much it. Also here, I was experimenting. So if it starts with $sign question, basically you can do the same. So I have it where if you use this hashtag ask, or if you use $sign question, you can basically use the bot to call OpenAI. So now I can show you the OpenAI code. It's very, very simple. Again, for experimentation. So for OpenAI, we have to import the library. And as I mentioned, the key that I have here in my environment variable, and we initialize the client. And we're gonna use not the latest model, but GPT 3.5 is fairly recent, so it'll do the job for us. And this is just that function, basically. You can see here, generate answer. So how do we call OpenAI is, we have to send it a payload that looks like this, where I tell OpenAI / ChatGPT that, give it kind of like context that you're a helpful assistant in a Discord server, answer the question and being helpful. So we give it context, and then I pass the question. So you can see the function generate answer, and then I just pass the question to it. And I try not to, I don't want it to freestyle too much. And whatever comes back, I just return it. Any questions on this? So that's just obviously you can make this as more complex as you want and more robust, but for experimentation, that's what I have. Any questions on this? Okay. Yeah. So now let's try this one now. So I'm gonna kill the first piece of code, and then we're gonna go into step 2, and then run it now. So, sorry, step 1. Yeah, there's a GitHub. It's still in a branch. Once I merge it to the main, we'll share it. But there's a GitHub. Yeah, and also in that document, most of the code is in that document too. Go ahead, Marshall.
Where is the Python script running? On your home PC, and then it goes to Discord server over internet, or
yes,
is it running?
Yes, basically, yeah, it's running on my home local right now.
Okay,
so later on, yeah, go ahead.
So you are accessing the OpenAI API through your own internet connection, and then you're sending another internet connection to the Discord server.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. For obviously, mostly this is for testing. Eventually, like the best way would be to have it all in a somewhere in the cloud or hosting someone else, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me run this Python script here. There's me. I'm getting an error. I'm not sure why. Oh, I think I know. Just 1 second here. I'm just making a quick change. Okay. Let's see. I experimented with this sometime back. So I'm trying to run this Python script, but it's not finding my token. Why is that? So I have the tokens here in my OpenAI token here. And step 1, what? Let's see. Oh, okay. That was the key. Okay, I'm gonna try again. Apologies, that's the what happened when you go live. Always issues. Okay. What is this? So I need to make sure I'm on the right answers. Oh, bear with me. Apologies. Strange. So I'm having an issue where let me. Okay, you know what? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna basically hard code this thing here. Instead of just kind of like trying to fancy this one out, I'm gonna copy the token here and where are you? Just gonna put the not the best way to do things, but right now we're gonna just do it this way and then okay, well let's see. So I have to now do hard code. It's like it's for some reason it's not finding my. I may have changed something in my environment somewhere, so it's not able to pick the keys. Uh, mm, mm, mm. Okay. Why is this not picking it up? Oh, okay. Here it is. Thank you. Okay. All right. So the bot should be up now. Sorry about that. That's what happens live. Um, so let me share. Let's go back now to the Discord. Okay. Can you see the Discord page? Oh, sorry, the Discord. Now I'm gonna try to ask it a question. So if I do ask, um, I, yes, and then I'll add the bot. Okay, so basically you can see it was able to call the OpenAI API and find me an answer. So discuss the commission platform, blah, 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 blah. So if I say, I mean, someone wants to try maybe to ask you a question, basically using the same format that I have here by starting it with the hashtag, not hashtag, exclamation point ask, and ask it a question and see what it can answer. If someone wants to try it. Yep, and should not be shared. So we'll definitely kill those keys. So any questions? So that's step 2. So you can see now the bot has a little bit more functionality. Now the bot can actually answer questions similar to, like, you know, if you're asking question to like ChatGPT or anything like that. I think I had another one where it's like hashtag question, and then yeah. So I have both, right? Hashtag question and so any questions on this part? Okay. Okay. Any questions? So that's step 1. So now we're going to get to I guess like part of like kind of like deployments. So for this one, what I did, I used Replit to kind of like house the um the the actual code for the bot. And for those who have not used Replit before, let me share my screen on that part. Then we can go. Okay. So now for step 3, what I did was, okay, how can we make the bot useful for our server, right? So first of all, what I had to do, I have an account with Replit, and I connected my Git with Replit. So basically, as you can see, this is the repository, the name of my repository in Git, and then I connected that to Replit, and then so Replit basically can have access to it now. And I was using Rye locally when I was doing this, Now the problem is it doesn't look like Replit supports Rye, so I had to kind of like use their own kind of like package management tool. Yeah, is that a question?
Maybe can you tell us what is Rye?
Yeah, so Rye is a package, a pretty neat package manager for Python. I sent the link in the chat, but I can show you. Can you see the Rye website?
Yes.
Okay. It's hard for me to know if you see it or not, so that's why. So basically, Rye is a package manager for Python. It's really, it's actually Ben is the one who introduced me to Rye. It's fairly simple to use. Essentially, what you download the tool, and then once you're able to create a project, with a few commands, and what that command will do is basically create a project, Python project for you, and create a virtual environment as well. And more importantly, we'll create a project toml, which is where you will have your packages. And anytime you want to add a package and you want to download that package, basically you can do a Rye sync or Rye install, I think is another command. And basically it's pretty fast in terms of downloading the packages into your system. And the project toml looks like, I think, do I have, let's see, first sync. I'm trying to find like what it would look like. In the code, I have it there where it's basically like your package name and the version that you want, and it'll be able to download it for you. So I don't know, Ben, if you want to add other things. Derek, go ahead.
I'm not going to spend too much time on this. So, like, being primarily Java programmer, I know I use like Gradle or Maven to manage my dependencies. And like in one of your guys' videos, you used Poetry, and here you're using Rye. So was there a specific use case that you chose Rye over Poetry, or was it just happened to pick this one?
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. I used to use Poetry before and then switch to Rye. The simple reason for that is that to set up a fresh Python environment, actually to even be able to run Poetry itself, I had to use a separate tool like PyEnv, to set up a local Python and then install Poetry before I can work on the project. So basically with Rye, I do not need to do all of that. I just need the Rye tool, and that's it. And it's really, really, really fast at resolving dependencies and creating new environments. So that headache of setting up Python is just gone by using Rye. And also, we introduced it recently during the presentations with the group, so that newcomers to Python will have an easier time to get started. So that's the main reason.
Thank you. Yeah, I found that part challenging following that. So yeah, that's a great that's a great tool.
Agreed. Okay. All right. So now we can get into step 2 real quick here. I suppose you can see the Replit code, right? Yeah, I hope so. So I guess the thing that I want to talk about most was the introduction of commands. So my understanding of commands with Discord bot is that essentially based on the command that you send, which is different than sending a message, but there's a little bit of nuance in there. So based on the command that you send the bot, it is able to run a piece of code in the background that would do things for you, right? So, for example, an example that when we're calling OpenAI, for example, right? The dash exclamation point ask was, you could theoretically think of it as a command, but in that context, it was mostly looking for matching the pattern of that string. It wasn't necessarily looking for the command and the ask. It was more matching the string ask. Here, we're introducing the concept of command, and the code kind of changes a little bit here, where first of all, we have to do, now we're initializing the bot with commands. So that's the syntax right here. And before we were decorating our functions with client events, now we're decorating our functions with commands. I bought that command. Before it was something client that, I think it was client that event or something like that. Now we're decorating our function with bought that command. Okay, so the use case here for this one is, say we have new members now in the Discord, and they want to know, they were not able to assist, for example, to one of our talks, and they want to get a summary of that talk, right? So once you come into Discord, you can ask Discord now, ask the bot to show, the bot will show you the list of the most recent articles that we published. And then based on that, you pick which article you want a summary of. And once you pick that article, then basically we send the link of that article, which is on, for those who haven't seen the website, this is the website. And in the articles here, we have our previous talks, basically. And if you click on one of the links, then it gives you kind of like the article. This is actually what we're talking about today. So basically, it will give you a summary of this in like 200 words, whatever you want, right? Basically, but right now I have it where it gives you a summary. I think 100 words. I think, but it doesn't summarize code. It's doing the summary of just the text where we talked about. So that is the use case for this one. So again, newcomers, you come, not necessarily newcomers, like let's say you miss a meeting, you don't know what we talked about, you want to get a summary of what we talked about. You're given a choice, you pick from that list, and then you get a summary of that. That summary is done again by ChatGPT or OpenAI. Questions? Nope. I'm hearing some background noise, so that's why I'm asking if someone has a question. Looks like Ashil, do you have a question? Okay. So the function to do, actually, let me step back. Let me introduce you to, there's a little bit of background noise, actually. I don't know if you guys can go on mute. So let me introduce you to Replit database. So Replit has like this neat functionality where you can create a key value database and just kind of like, use it as such. Obviously, it's not a powerful database like, let's say Postgres or any of the DynamoDBs and things like that. No, but it's for the purpose of this talk. It worked. So basically, this is how I created my small database where I have there's a bit of a background. Then do you think you can mute Ashil?
Yeah, good. Proceed.
Okay. So what I added, so in the database, I have a name of the article deep dive into RAG with LangChain, and the URL of that article. Why do I have a URL? Because I'm passing the URL to OpenAI, and OpenAI can access that URL to do the summary for me. But I don't necessarily want to show the user that URL, because the user doesn't really care about this URL per se. They care about maybe the name of the talk. And I have like 1, 2, I think like 7 or 8 talks. And then I just kind of store the database. So that's the piece of code that creates our small database for us. OpenAI is the same. The only difference that I added now is this piece of code here, which generates summaries. And I'm passing, instead of questions, now I'm passing the article. And I changed the I changed the context of the API. So I just tell it now, hey, you are a citizen in Discord, you're great as providing summaries of text. When given an article link, when prompted, provide a max of 200 word summary of the provided link. And then this is the link. Now, if you go back to the bot, first we have to, now I have this piece of code that basically what it's doing is, first of all, getting the articles, then providing the options to the user, right? And then once the user picks a choice, then it makes sure that the choice is among the list of users. The choice is among the list of choices. And then now there's a little bit of, because now it becomes an interaction between the user and the bot. It's not just like a call and response anymore. Now it's like you call, you wait, and then you get a response, and then you respond back. So it's like a little bit of interaction now. Then there's like these API calls that are like basically made where this one, for example, says, hey, if for 60 seconds I haven't gotten an answer, basically the bot kind of forgets the context in a way. And so these are like helper calls to kind of like provide based on the choice of the person, get the key, and then once you have the key, you get the link for the URL, and then right here is the call to OpenAI. So basically, we are sending the article that the person selected, which is the URL, and essentially, we are calling first of all to generate a summary, and then once the summary comes back, we send that now into the channel, and that's it. Here is more to actually run the code right here. So now we can try that. So
Aziz, I think you have some questions. So the first question is from Achille. He wants to know if the summary is English only. And then Derek wants to know a related question, if there's probably like a different command or endpoint to accommodate other languages.
Yeah, so that is, you can definitely do that. So right now, that's a good question. I didn't really tell the bot to provide. Right now, it's gonna provide it in English. Why? Because this is the prompt template. There you go. That's the word I was looking for the prompt template. This is what it looks like. So because of this prompt template, the bot, you're just sending the article to it, and it's using this as the template. If we want to have it in French or other languages, then I'll have to modify the prompt template, perhaps put some if and else statements where in here I could have it where I can change it, so I can say you are a helpful assistant, blah 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 blah, and then please provide, like right here I can say please, at the end here I can say please provide the summary in, and then here, I don't know if this will work right now or not, but I can do F here, and then do this, and then say language, and then pass in the language here. And then now when you are responding, you can now provide, I can see, when you're giving the choice of the article, you can also say which language you want the summary to come back. So basically now you're going to provide two things, the article in the choices and the language. So then when it comes, this would populate the article, and then this would populate the language. Then yes, it's going to be able to respond to you with that language that you want. Does that make sense? I can't see. That's the thing with Google Meet. I can't see.
Yeah, go ahead, Marshall, with your question.
Marshall, go ahead.
Yeah, is there a hardware system that detects the 200 words, or is it just a language model estimating when 200 words is done?
It's the language model. Yeah, it knows to speed up the 200 words. Now, the reason the 200 words for me is more, it was very generic. It wasn't necessarily, there was no reason per se, but I just wanted to cap it where I don't want it to like just kind of like, because one thing you also have to remember is that hitting the API, there are some limits in the number of characters you get back and things like that. So we don't want to also run into an issue where you hit the limits of the number of words that it can send you back, right? So, 200 words, 300 words is kind of like, well, what I was thinking here.
Okay. Yeah, I just remember that sometimes language models can understand that 200 word limit, and sometimes they just don't. So if it's a new model, I guess you can rely on it, or.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also set a token limit on the response if it doesn't police itself, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yep, that's right. Yep. So that may actually be, a better way to do it too, where you actually limit the token limit, and you can foolproof it also, and also putting that in the context. Yeah.
All right then.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions? So now let's run this. I hope that we're not gonna run into some issues this time. That's what happens. All right, so now let's go to step 2. It's a little slow. Okay. Boy. Improper token has passed. So it looks like maybe my token, which token has expired? Okay. That's the thing with tokens, they sometimes expire. I just want to make sure that it hasn't expired here. It's got token 2. So here, this is where we put the tokens. So I don't know why it's saying that the improper token has passed. Yeah. Is the token hasn't changed, right, Ben? The one we created yesterday should be the same still.
Yeah, it should be the same. Do you want me to regenerate it?
No, I'm trying to make sure which token this one actually is, because it's saying so Discord, because we have two tokens. I think it's the Discord token that's the problem. Um, because we changed token yesterday. I want to make sure that okay, yeah, yeah, it's also a good token. Okay. Let me, because the one we used just a minute ago, I just want to make sure it's the same. Oh, actually, it may not be the same. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna switch over and then try something else. It will take me a minute. Okay. Sorry, they're live. That's what happens when you do things live sometimes. Okay. Do you have it? Do you have the token nearby? The one we created yesterday?
Oh, let me check. 1 second.
So Ben is giving me the token again, and we'll put it in because I created some environment variable in Discord itself. Sorry, not Discord, Replit, and I'm just kind of make sure that it's the latest one because I was experimenting with my own server, and then for this for the Ubuntu server, we have a different token because it's a different server.
Yeah, Aziza, I'll share my screen so you can guide me where to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so where do I jump?
The developer portal. I had sent you the link for the developer portal. So, yeah. So that I think it was. I can send it to you in a second.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the developer portal. You may need to log in though. I sent you the link. It's in WhatsApp.
Oh, in WhatsApp. Okay. Okay. So
if you click on it, it's in the it's probably in the OAuth or the bot. So you go to the bot.
but
Yeah, we can just do we want to reset the token or go to OAuth and see maybe if it's there? No, it's not here. So we may have to redo it.
I think they show it only once. So
Yeah.
regenerate it.
Yeah. So you have to.
1 second. I have to log in real quick.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it is. I can just copy it.
Actually, there's a copy button.
Now we can kill the tokens afterwards.
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, so I'll stop sharing.
All right, send it to me. All right, so let me update the token. Okay, I'm gonna share. Oh. It's still not picking up. I'm gonna share in a second here. One second. I'm just making sure it's something. Something is going on. I don't know what the hell. I'm having some issues running. It's for some reason like something is off on this. Why is it? When things decide not to work. So let me share my screen. I'm having something here where it's giving me some errors about the token, which is funny because we tested it yesterday and it worked. And today it doesn't want to work. So can you see my screen? So it's trying to log in with the token, but privilege intent required from none. So why? Yeah.
Don't you have to load the environment library at the top? Like in the
top.
no, in the code. Looks like you commented out.
Yeah, I did, but still, I was trying something. So we're in step 2. Then it's like not connect trace privilege and can require. Did we enable? The bot is in the server, right? It's still there, right?
Yes, it's still there. Oh, you know what? We probably need to reset the permissions.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So let me.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Let me share my screen once more. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's see.
All right.
So I
So
think
yeah,
it was all of these permissions except
Yeah.
for this one.
yeah, and then on the left side, the read message view channel. Left side, yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah. So still wait to save it. No,
So that's the
I think that's it, right? So let me do a reset again.
okay.
Okay.
And then copy it and send it to me again.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so I'm just showing the permissions again so you can take a look.
Okay. All right, let's give it another try. Now it's saying improper token as passed. Oh, I know. It's still refusing. This is strange. Still refusing. Let me share my screen, sorry. Mm. So essentially, the issue I'm having is that the token is not being recognized somehow from the Replit side of things, and without that, the bot is not. We're not going to be able to connect to the channel. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to delete and restart Um, almost there. I think we're I'm gonna share my screen. I need a second set of eyes, Mr. Ben, because it's so. Let me know when you can see. So this is where we are setting up the token. Okay, for Discord. Okay. And we're running it here. I have it set up in the secrets here. So if you come to the secrets, so I have a Discord token 3, which is the new token that we have. So basically, and then we have the OpenAI token. So this is it right here. And we are in the step 2 bot. And if I say, so this is the bot that we're gonna run. So just Python 3 bot. Oh, how is it that it's not finding the token? It's like something is off with the environment. All right, so we're gonna do the
So it looks like it's looking for Discord token. There's no 3.
no, it's this one. It's this message that is printing.
Ah, okay.
So it's not somewhere. It's like it's not able to pick it from the environment variable. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna like do what we did in the other one, and
Hard coded.
yeah, at this point because we don't have time. So that's not the way to do it, but so this tree, I'll just like copy it, and then what I can do here. Not the safest of ways, but it's fine. Just do it this way. Yeah. Something is why is that shared ID? Shared ID doesn't explicitly enable. I think you know what, let's go back and try again the reintroduction of the because it looks like the steps to you know what, let's try something else. My bad. I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna do, for the sake of time, I'm gonna do this. Bear with me here. I gotta. Let's. I'm gonna try to use my. Do you want to share so I can show you how to do it? Redo the token again.
Yes. 1 second. Okay.
So, all right. So it's there. Let's look at the OAuth thing. I just want to make sure that the bot is still there. It's there. I think I may know why. I think I may know why, because I think I may have had it like open in some other areas. Yeah, yeah, we're good. So, yeah, I think the reason being is that because we've experimented so many times, and I had another connection with that bot, so we never killed that first connection. I don't know if you remember, like step 0 and step 1, we never really killed that connection. So that bot was still listening to that socket. And I was trying to open another one with the same bot, and that's why it was complaining, basically. So now it's connected.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
That's why. Man. Yeah. So now we're connected. Now, which step are we? With step 2, and we're trying to do summaries of articles, right? So
well, the two bot servers were conflicting for access to Discord.
no, so remember when we run the code to start the connection, the client connection with the bot?
Right.
The connection is live, right? It's kind of like, how it's similar to this, how it's like logged in and it's waiting for events.
Okay.
The problem is I had kept the other one open and was trying to open another connection.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and it was conflicting. It was like, all right, there's something going on. So that's why. And then I killed that other one, and then now I'm able to connect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Live. Okay. Sorry about that. Now we can ask it questions. Oh, sorry, summaries. So let's see here. Now I'm gonna share the Discord server. So you can see we're connected now. Now I'm gonna share the server. And then we're gonna start to experiment now. I think I remember I do. Oh, actually, I need to look at the code to see what the command is.
Okay, so as is your question,
Mhm.
are there any roadblocks for running the bot project inside Docker?
Not necessarily roadblocks. It's just, I think you just package it as any other applications, and put that was gonna be actually what I was gonna do. I just kind of ran out of time. That's why I went with this shortcut right here. But there aren't necessarily any sort of roadblocks. You should be able to run this in a container. Yeah. Is there another question at all? No other questions?
No, proceed. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so now in order to ask the bot for the articles, I do this, choose articles, and then it should give me choices. If it doesn't, that means I have to do something here. Oops. Oh, man, I did something wrong. Instead of calling the bot, I texted myself. So where are you, bot? I am in the bot experiment, right? Yeah. Let me make sure that the bot is actually still here. Message. I just want to like so this is the command to have it send me the choices, and again, something is up. What is this? So choose articles, and I should go on this code. Okay. So this is, for some reason, it's not, again, for some reason, but this is basically what it will look like when you run this command right here. It's supposed to give you the list like this, where you choose the list of from that list. Then you pick two, and then it gives you the summary of it. So that's what it's supposed to look like. Now, for some reason, as the issues we ran into this whole time, it looks like it should give us something. Why isn't the bot not responding? Is the bot logged in? Bot user. Yeah, so the bot is logged in. Step 2. All right, let's try again. So essentially, like you can see, this is the function call. This is the function, right? And then the hashtag is the command before that function. And once we do that, the bot is supposed to send us that question, the list of questionnaire. And weirdly enough, it's refusing. Let's see if I can add it. Yeah. Okay. But you can see here, that's kind of like what it would look like. When I experimented that like almost a week ago, this is how it was, where basically when you do it this way, you get the choices from the bot itself. And then you say you want two, which is this one, exploring new ChatGPT features. And what that would do basically is send the link to pick up the URL from that list, send it to ChatGPT, providing this link, and then you basically get a summary like this. So that's what it's supposed to do, basically. But obviously, something is up with the code right now, so it's not able to do it at this moment. But that's what it's supposed to be. So any question on this? I have another step that I want to get into. Hopefully that one should give us what we need. But for this one, I'm not able to show that live. But are there any questions?
Yeah, so if I understand well, ChatGPT will basically scrape the, scrape the content of the article from the URL.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it could be, obviously we can enhance this a little bit better, but this is kind of like trying to show the functionality of how we can do better for a Discord channel, a server, providing ways to interact with members without, like, let's say, admin answering questions, if that makes sense. So you miss a meeting, you want to know what the meeting was about, say you want to get a summary of it. That's how we would get a summary, basically. Okay. All right, now step 3. Step 3 is for let me kill this just to make sure. Step 3 is for new members that come in, and let's say, like, I'm sure we've all been at work where when you come in, they give you orientation, hey, these are the links that you need for this. As a developer, you get a developer guide to install things in your machine, basically like starter stuff, right? Things for you to do on your first day. So as an admin, for example, of a Discord server, you don't necessarily always want to answer this question. Like, you can have like 20 new members in your server, like, in one day. You don't want to always be sending email, oh, this is what you need to do, these are the resources that you have, blah 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 blah. So what you could do essentially is something similar to what we did, so remember, we had the general choose articles, right? That was one of the commands. The second one is I created another command called new member, which I say, hey, if there are a new member and that new member sends that command dash exclamation point new member, then one, show them all the articles that are there, right? By sending them a welcome message. And then this is how I create that welcome message. So first of all, I say, hey, welcome to this server. And I think someone asked a question if you can mention someone. So that's how you mention someone, right? Author of the message, and then mention. And then the resources that we have. Here I'm saying, here's the most recent article that we published. This is the website this is our website, and I have here a placeholder for let's say you create a tutorial for something, right? Like a tutorial for Python, tutorial for anything you want. Then you can insert that tutorial link or tutorial details in there. And then I have here like a miscellaneous or whatever you want to add, right? So basically you craft that message. That's kind of like your welcome message. And when someone comes in and then just type this command, they receive this welcome message with all the resources that they need. And just the bot is sitting there waiting for that command. You as a Discord admin, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to be always sending messages to people, and they get that. And obviously, you can update this message as you go, new links, new resources, and things like that. But so that's kind of like something else you can do to enhance your bot experience or your Discord experience to your new members. So we will. Let's hope that this one. Let's hope I didn't mess up things yesterday when I was. So now we're logged in to the bot. The bot is logged in, and we'll go back to Discord. Oh, you can see the Discord, right? Okay, all right. Now, if I do new members, this is the command. I'm crossing my fingers. Yeah, something is up. For some reason it's not picking it up, and I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why it's not picking it up.
Are you running the right instance?
Yeah, because I am in step 3. Yeah, I'm running the new member thing. Yep. Yeah, it's definitely running the new one. Let me add the bot and see if it's gonna make a difference. Something is definitely going on with how the bot is like. It's like I feel like it's not there. Yeah. So something is going on where I feel like there's like that's the thing. There's like something going on where the bot is not. It may not be there. However, let me try something. It should not respond. Okay, that's good. That means it's not running another instance. But okay, instead of like fighting with this, this worked before, as people say. Now, what it would look like is something like this. Again, I was testing this about almost a week ago. So that's what it would look like. When you run this hashtag new member, no, not hashtag, exclamation point. You can choose it to hashtag if you want. You get this this welcome message where you have, hey, welcome to the person sending that message, and then you have your resources, your link, and then here. So this is actually like how what it would look like. Obviously, this will look as different as you want. You can format it as any way you want. But yeah. So yeah. So basically, you can see Discord could be very, very powerful in terms of the making it more interesting and more useful by just a few lines of code with Python, and being able to call APIs and things like that. And it will definitely take away, if you're running your own Discord server, it will take away a lot of the work that maybe you may have to do as an admin. But yeah, so that's kind of like what I was experimenting with. Apologies for some reason. The code decided not to work right in the presentation, but thank God this proved that it actually worked before. But I'm not sure why it's not picking it up. But in any case, I'm sure there's probably something going on with. I may have something else going on somewhere else that yeah. So yeah. Any questions on this? We're coming close to the end here. So do you have any questions? Any comments? Does that give you any ideas? Do you have any ideas of what else the bot can do, maybe that we can implement? Anything?
Yes, I have some ideas. Basically, from some of the previous presentations, like I remember, for example, Kofi presented last time about retrieval augmented generation.
Mhm.
So for the group, for example, like all the content produced could be encoded into a vector database, and then maybe the bot itself, since it's written in Python, could be enhanced with LangChain, for example, to provide better answers that are in context,
Mhm.
with the content shared within the group. So,
Mm.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense for sure. Yeah. I look at this as like, for me, I think this is kind of like what I can see could be a bit pretty powerful. Actually, it looks like you're not even seeing the screen, the other screen that I'm showing. I was showing the code. Um, what I like about um the new member feature, the new member thing, right, is being able to like automatically provide resources to people, to folks as they join. Um, Basically taking away a lot of the, I don't want to say mundane, but like repetitive tasks, I guess. If you're able to have something like this, and you can have like a lot of commands for different scenarios, and which would basically automate a lot of the processes for the group. So, for example, one of the idea that we were thinking about is, maybe if there is a new job out there, a new job posting, the bot could be scanning some API somewhere, that if there is a new job posting, it basically drops the job posting in the Discord server automatically without anybody having to do anything. And from there, you can apply. Maybe even ask the bot to help you with building your, you know, well, maybe it's maybe outside of the Discord server, but yeah, you get my point. So getting job postings like that, or spam, filtering out spam based on some keywords, cleaning up, you know, comments, things like that. Answering questions, um, frequently asked questions, things like that. So yeah, that's really it that I wanted to show for today. Um, and yeah, this was definitely a good learning experience for me. I enjoyed playing with this. And yeah, if you have any, I'm gonna share the code afterward. I'm gonna make sure it works, because I'm sure there's something that I did between last night and this morning that I messed things up. But
Well, I mean,
thankfully,
it's probably a configuration issue because
yeah,
we reset the token and all that,
mhm,
so here we miss
yeah,
it somewhere. So
yeah,
so
because
good.
yeah, yeah, it's definitely a configuration, because yesterday on my server it worked no problem, right? But every coder says that.
Yeah,
Even
it
on my
works for my
machine, right?
machine, or it works yesterday.
It works on my machine, right? Uh,
I'm telling you, get punched in the face, right?
but thankfully, thank God, I tested it first, and I have proof that it worked. Otherwise, I'm sure you're not gonna believe that it actually worked. But it worked.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Any other comments? Well, I think we're at 11:30 here. Comments, questions.
Just to
Any?
say thank you as usual. And yeah, actually, I like when you
as
guys.
always.
So I like when you guys troubleshoot like live like that, because for me I learned a lot by looking at someone troubleshoot something, because it gives me idea. So actually I like it. Sometimes when it's too smooth and you
Yeah.
try to replicate and then you have an issue, you're like, but it didn't work like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, I have a suggestion for you. Maybe you should present next time and sweat on camera as well.
You know what? I'm about to call you guys like right after the meeting, and then we're gonna talk about something, and then maybe.
All right. Yeah, troubleshooting live is not as fun as you think, man.
It's really fun to watch, though. Like,
Well, yeah, from the other side, me, I'm like, I don't even know. It's like right now, I'm sure it's a configuration because I have to go back and do all the steps again. It's
yeah,
not. I don't think it's the code. Yeah.
I remember, I think it was last year, like I had a presentation about ORMs, and for some reason, like the thing just will not work. Like I could not interact with the database, I could not run the migrations, like nothing. So it was weird, but
Yeah. 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 I think it's the bot is not live, and I don't know why it's not live. That's why it's not responding. So,
yeah.
but yeah. All right. So
Attends, j'avais une question. Quand tu as tué le deuxième bot là, quand tu l'as remis, quand tu as refait là, pourquoi tu n'as pas refait une nouvelle clé? Genre, pourquoi tu n'as pas refait un nouveau token? That was I don't know how to say that in good English.
Yeah. So I should ask, when I restarted the bot, why didn't I create a new token, right? So basically, je réponds en anglais puis je te réponds. Basically, the reason why, because the token does not. Let me restate. We don't need to change the token, or because the token is the connection or the interaction between you and the API, right? The issue was with your was a connection between the client, meaning me, and the Discord, right, bot, right? So that there was no token involved between the two. I mean, there must have been like some things, session, things involved, but the token basically you don't necessarily have to regenerate the token unless right now we've shown the token, it's been recorded, we need to kill it for security purposes, right? So that someone else doesn't use it. So yeah, I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, I got it. Yes, I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for the new people who came in. Again, my apologies on the code giving me some trouble, but it is part of it too. So
it means there should be a part 2. An enhanced
part
version that actually
yeah.
works.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. All right. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you very much.
Have a good one.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.